You know, I think September 11, 2001 is going to be seen in the future as a fundamental turning point in American history. It was a catastrophic day. We lost 3,000 of our citizens, but it also could mark the apex of American power.
The attacks of September 11th essentially altered the focus of our entire national security apparatus to combat and counter terrorism.
The Bush administration's solution to the terrorist problem was going to be to create democracies wherever it could and deal with it that way. But again, most realists didn't think that was going to work, partly because we didn't know how to create democracies in that part of the world, and because it was going to be incredibly costly and expensive. Unfortunately, we turned out to be right.
Well, the war on terror was always something of a misnomer. One of the great dangers is that terrorists gain by playing a game of jiu-jitsu in which they use the strength of the large opponent against himself. And to the extent to which we've overreacted, undercutting our own civil liberties, getting involved in places we shouldn't be involved, you could say that bin Laden actually benefited from that. So yes, in some ways we're safer, but in other ways we're more overextended, and it's costing us more than it should.
We're not fighting a huge nation state. We're fighting a disparate network of sort of quasi-criminal type people. And I think we've got the capacity to do that, and I think over the last decade we've really risen to that challenge.
Counterterrorism will remain an important part of American national security strategy going forward. But we've learned a lot about what that means. What does counterterrorism strategy mean? It's not all military. In fact, a minority of it is military. There's so many other dimensions, and we've really grown in our appreciation and our humility about what we can achieve.
So we're going to have to lead differently. It can't always be my way or the highway. We have to lead through persuasion. We have to maintain our coalitions. We have to enlarge the Security Council by bringing in Japan and India, Brazil, South Africa, in my judgment, as new members. In essence, the United States has to be at the head of the leadership table, but that table has to expand.
I think we've become a nation that is well aware of the threats that we face, but also one that is aware that there are all these other things going on in the world that we also can't ignore.